I've been playing sports and cooking food my entire life. Now I want to take you on an incredible journey to meet some outstanding athletes, try some awesome recipes with a side of tantalizing conversation. I'm Jen Heasley. This is Jen Heasley's Cooking with the Pros. So, who do you want in your kitchen on game day? Welcome again to Jen Heasley's Cooking with the Pros. And today I have an amazing, well, I always have an amazing menu, but today I have what I would consider like a picnic menu. So we're actually going to put together a meal and put it into little brown bags that you can transport or to your friend's house, keep it home, wherever you want to go. But it's a really cute menu that you'll love. My guest today is Cody Larsen, and Cody is a Baltimore Raven. Yes, he is. And he is from Utah. So when Cody comes on set, we're actually going to talk about some basketball because he played a little basketball. I play a little bit basketball. So we're hoping we'll meld the two together as we talk about our great menu. So I'm going to start off with my tailgating tip. My tailgating tip is whenever you go to a restaurant, a lot of times you'll get sandwiches that are wrapped up in foil and a little parchment paper. Well, this is something you can buy at your wholesale food provider. I go to Sam's, but you can go to whatever wholesale place you use. I get the little foils. Look, little sheets like this, and there's the parchment paper. And what happens is if you make like a wrap, if you make maybe a Philly cheesesteak, you can wrap these in advance and take them to your party for your friends, and they stay nice and warm. This is a great purchase. There are 500 sheets per container. You will have these for however long you tailgate or homegate. This is a great value for you. What we're gonna do as far as our little bags, we're gonna do basically a brown bag, like if you're a parent and you do brown bags for your kids for lunch, and I'm gonna label them. So this is Cody's brown bag. And what happens is we're gonna specialize his wrap, we're gonna specialize the chips that he has, and we're gonna have a delicious Rice Krispie treat. So how are we gonna package our chips? We did some homemade chips. We have some Old Bay chips. We're gonna put them in our Ziploc and we're label them with either Old Bay, Parmesan cheese, or just some sea salt. So we'll put our little chips in these bags. So this is a quick way to put together a bag lunch, a bag tailgate, a bag homegate, all these little ideas. So what is our appetizer for today? So Cody has moved to the East Coast. He's from Utah. So I decided to do a crab melt sandwich. This is probably one of the best sandwiches I make. My children love this. I take what is my leftover crab dip. And my crab dip is made of 2 blocks of cream cheese. I put about a half cup, 3/4 cup of mayonnaise, and 8 to 12 ounces of crab meat, some Worcestershire sauce, and some Old Bay, because what would a crab dip be without some Old Bay? For our crab melt, I have some French bread, and I'm going to actually butter it with, but the butter is seasoned with the Old Bay. So I'm putting the Old Bay butter onto the bread, and I'm putting it into my hot skillet. And it's going to be more panini-like than actually grilled cheese-like. You hear the sizzle? Hear the sizzle? So that's on there, and I'm going to add some American cheese. Now you could put any kind of cheese you like. You could put cheddar cheese, you could put Monterey Jack, you could put whatever. But I personally, well, my children personally prefer American cheese. So I'm going to throw on some American cheese slices, and then you take a big dollop, and I mean a big dollop, of the crab dip. And this is what makes it delicious. This is a rich dish. This is a really rich dish, and my children love it. But this is something that you really should use, I use as an appetizer as well. This is something you could serve with some maybe Maryland crab dip, or Maryland crab soup, maybe even some vegetable soup. This is a delicious, delicious sandwich. So I'm topping it up with my crab dip. So in a minute, Cody is going to join me on set. He's going to help me finish up these crab melts, and then we're going to do our homemade potato chips, and we're going to talk about our delicious wrap bar that we're going to have, and how your friends could call you and sign up for you to create a wrap specially for them. Okay, so I'm going to top it off. You top it off with another piece of bread with your Old Bay butter as such, and then I'm going to top it off with my skillet to make it a little panini. Here you go. Put it on top, press it down, get some nice grill marks, and it will be delicious. So I'll be right back with Cody Larsen of the Baltimore Ravens. Welcome back. I'm here with Cody Larsen.
Hi.
Hi. Cody is now removing our crab melt, which he will be sampling. First, he will be slicing them up and then putting them onto our plate. He will be sampling. And while Cody is doing that, those are hot. Whoa.
Yeah, they are.
He's a big guy. He can handle it. So he's slicing them up. He's going to give a little quick sample. Look at that. Ta-da!
They look great.
They look great. And
they are great.
They are great. So since you've moved to the East Coast, you have embraced crab, am I correct?
Oh, of course.
He's embraced crab. So while he's sampling that, I'm going to tell him quick how we're going to pull together our entire little lunch bag meal.
Okay.
We're going to make some homemade potato chips. Have you had homemade potato chips?
I have.
See, he's had them. So, okay, but we're going to do a couple different versions. Is that okay with you?
Okay, yeah.
We're going to do an Old Bay version,
Of course.
a Parmesan version,
Okay.
and a sea salt version.
All right.
What I use is a mandolin. Now, I'm not using my guard right now, but if you are not familiar with using a mandolin, you definitely should use your guard because it could be very unsafe.
Fingers.
Fingers, got to be careful with the fingers, my friends. So I do this. You slice them real thin. So I'll show you how thin they should be sliced, like this. As such, okay?
Okay.
Real thin. But what you want to do is you want to put them in some water, and it draws out the starch.
Okay.
And then you pat them down with some paper towels because you do not want them wet when you put them in hot oil.
That gets dangerous.
Yeah, there's danger involved. And while I'm frying up our chips, Cody is going to work on our dip for the chips. So tell us real quick what our dip's going to be.
All right. So just some mayonnaise, some sour cream, and blue cheese, and we'll just get a nice little mixture of each.
A little dollop, right?
A little dollop of each in there.
And you can like kind of go like based on your flavor, based on your taste palette, your palate, whatever you like, that's what you go with. Okay. While I start frying these, Cody is going to tell you how he made it to the East Coast from Utah and what his experience has been like. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yeah. So I started out at Southern Utah University and graduated about a year ago and started on my master's and decided to take a shot at the NFL and ended up here as an undrafted free agent. And just trying to work my way up.
Working his way up. That's actually awesome. He's working his way up. The fact that you just want to take a shot. So what were you working your master? What was your master's degree?
I graduated in business management.
Okay.
And just trying to get my MBA.
Okay.
So
what would you say was like the major factor for you to go from doing your master's and moving into deciding, hey, you know what, I want to go back to football?
You know, just a lifelong dream of playing in the NFL, and I worked so hard to get there, so I just thought I'm going to keep going with it and take a shot.
Pursue, okay. All right, well, we're still working on our potato chips. Now, with our bag lunches, as you know, they're all individualized. I'm going to have a little bag for Cody.
Okay.
A little bag for everyone else, the people on set. That's what we do. What Cody's going to do is he's going to sample out the dipping sauce. So whenever you put your bags together, you'll have your sandwiches. We're going to do a wrap bar a little bit later, okay? We're going to have some awesome Rice Krispie treats. And it's easy when you just give people like a regular individualized container so that it's right there for them.
Perfect.
And do you know how I do my wraps?
How do you do it?
Well, I actually send an email out or a text message out to my friends before I host a party.
Okay.
And then I ask them what they want.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Exactly, and then they can't complain, right?
Nobody complain about that.
This, Cody and I talked earlier, this is perfect for, we both love basketball. Cody played basketball, I play basketball. And we talked about what March Maddness feels like. And this is really a perfect way to do like a March Maddness party, is to have little individualized bags for all your friends. Or you can make them and take them to somebody's house.
Right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Isn't that awesome? So do you do the brackets? Whenever you watch NCAA basketball, are you a bracket kind of person?
Oh, yeah. I always have a bracket.
Really?
And I'll fill a couple extras out for whoever needs one too. So.
Oh, he does it for other people as well. So he doesn't just do it for himself. Now, if there's any earnings to be involved, do you want a portion of their winning?
Of course, I filled out the bracket.
Oh, so are you entitled to? All right, so as you know, as we move forward with your career, you've taken this leap of faith. What happens going down the road? Are you going to continue to work on your degree? Or are you going to, how does this work?
Yeah, you know, it's my first year. I'm trying to get settled in and think about all that, but I think definitely I'd like to finish my degree and make sure everything's set for the future as well. So
what after NFL? Everyone, you always talk about after sports life. Like, what do you see yourself doing beyond the world of sports?
You know, there's so many options, but graduating in business, I'd like to start my own business and do something like that.
Like
just so I can be out.
What business career? Like, what would you pursue?
Let's see. There's a lot of business ideas I have. I'd like to.
You can't disclose that right now.
Yeah, no. Stay involved in sports and stuff. So anything to do with sports or dealing with people like that is what I'd like to do. Okay,
so he will pursue a career in business. Now, if you were to prepare a meal for your wife, what would that meal consist of? Because he told me he's a meat and potatoes kind of guy.
I am a meat and potatoes kind of guy.
A meat and potatoes kind of girl.
She is now.
Oh, he converted her.
Yes. No, she's we both grew up in Utah, so I don't know, that's kind of the staple food out there, meat and potatoes. But we love doing a roast together, like a pot roast, just throwing it in the crock pot and
crock pots are great, right?
Yeah.
Simple, quick, easy. 8 hours, you call it that.
Yeah. Come back a little while later and it's ready to go.
So he would prepare a pot roast for her.
Uh-huh.
All right, so this is how we finalize our chips before we move, because we're going to move into our wrap bar.
Okay.
We're going to move into our wrap bar. This is how you finalize chips. Now, what I have are our Parmesan chips, which I've already started preparing.
Okay.
You're going to pull them out. You want them to certainly pull off the oil. All right, and then you just simply season them up. These ones are going to be seasoned with the Parmesan.
Okay.
Put them out on you want to have paper towel, of course. Put them out, and then you just sprinkle over the Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
You know, like this. And then what we'll do is we're going to individualize each of the bags. So we'll have some bags with some Old Bay, we'll have some bags with some sea salt, and we'll have some bags with Parmesan cheese.
Okay. Or all three, right?
Or all three. If you want all three, someone might give you that order, so all three. So when we come back, what Cody and I are going to have is a wrap bar. So we're going to take some tortilla wraps, and we're going to throw together a bunch of stuff, whatever anyone's ordered, and we're going to throw our chips in, and then we're going to work on our Rice Krispie treats, but they're like an adult version with some chocolate, some pretzels, and some potato chips.
Love that.
You love that? So when we come back, this is Jen Heasley's Cooking with the Pros. I'm here with Cody Larsen, and we will be back in just a few. So I'm back with Cody, and Cody is going to sample our chips.
Ready to try these chips.
He's having the Parmesan chips. How do you feel about the Parmesan?
I like the Parmesan. I want to try the Old Bay though.
Oh, he's going to the Old Bay. Now that he's living here in Baltimore, apparently he has a... How do you feel about the Old Bay?
I really like the Old Bay. Took me a while to get used to, but I love it now.
You love it now? Is it something that you use at home?
Yeah, I got it right there in the kitchen.
It's right there in the kitchen. So he's using it on a regular basis for his food. Do you season fish with this?
Everything.
You should. There you go. Season everything with the Old Bay. The Old Bay is awesome. All right, you and I are going to actually move on to, now this is going to be a part of our bag at the end of this. Remember, we're doing bag lunches for all of our friends for home gate or tailgate.
Okay.
So you and I are going to move on to the wrap portion of this.
Okay.
And what I do is, even though honestly I will deliver the wraps to my friends for a party, you could set up a wrap bar.
I think that's what I would do. My friends got to come over. Make it
themselves. Make it for themselves. So what we have, so you have some buffalo chicken.
Okay.
And all I did was grill this, and then I just basically seasoned it with some buffalo chicken sauce.
Okay.
And then I have some Parmesan chicken. They were grilled equally, just salt and butter, or salt, butter, and pepper, and slice them up. And this has Parmesan cheese, and you actually take mayonnaise, mix it in, and then you shake it around in the bag. So that's how you get the Parmesan chicken.
Okay.
We have some roast beef, some Black Forest ham, some
roast turkey,
and some provolone, some pepper jack, and some Swiss.
Okay.
And then of course all the toppings. So we have some tomato, some onion, and some...
Put it all in there.
Put it all in there. So we have everything you could possibly want for your friends to do a wrap bar.
Okay.
So you don't have to do it. They can come over and do it themselves. Okay.
That's
you get started with the buffalo chicken.
Okay.
And I will get started with the Parmesan. All right. So since you've come back, well, since you've come to the East Coast, we've talked about your experience and you're walking on. I mean, again, what does it feel like to be a person, going on to a team, being a free agent? How does that feel?
It's taken a lot of work, a lot of hard work, and that's what I pride myself on, being able to do something I've wanted to do my whole life and make it a reality. And oftentimes I have to pinch myself to make sure I'm still here, but I am and working at it, so I'm excited.
Real quick, while Cody and I are doing this, Cody and I are actually putting a layer of cream cheese onto our tortilla, and you want to have a flour tortilla,
right.
And this is an 8-inch flour tortilla, and you will put it in the microwave for a couple of seconds to make sure it's malleable, not as hard, and that's how we're doing it. He's doing the buffalo chicken, so we have the buffalo chicken, and he's going to throw on a little bit of blue cheese dressing on top of the cream cheese, the buffalo chicken, and then whatever he wants to top it with.
Okay.
So let's go back to our concept of the March Madness brackets.
Right.
Now, we talked earlier. Do you feel like you're an expert with this?
Of course. Doesn't everybody?
I mean, I watch ESPN in advance and hope for the best when I do my brackets. I don't even think at that point I'm an expert, but...
Catch it right before all the brackets come out, and then you're an expert.
Then you're an expert. And so when you fill other people's brackets out, do you get a proceed from that?
I hope so. I mean, if they win. If I fill their bracket out for them and they win it, I should get some of it.
We all think we should get some of it. All right, so you're topping yours off. Now with the chicken Parmesan, I put the chicken in and I add some romaine lettuce to mine. And then I top it with some balsamic vinaigrette.
All right.
Yes. And my kids at home, my kids aren't big on the chicken. They're big onto the lunch meat. But again, you could do these in advance and you certainly can have people come over to the house and prepare theirs. All right, here we go. Now what I'm going to show you next is actually how you wrap the tortilla.
Okay.
It seems like it might be simple, but it's not as simple as it is. I'm drizzling this on. Here we go, here we go.
Put some more blue cheese on there.
There you go. See, if that's how you like, see, you gotta make it the way you like it. That's probably why it's best for the people to come to your house and they make their own. All right, here we go. So I'm putting on, you just basically want to do a tuck and roll.
Okay.
A tuck and roll. So you pull it over in like this.
Okay.
And just keep folding. And then you draw the middle part in like this.
On the side.
On the side, on the side. And we go like this. And see, look at that. It looks like a little.
It's very nice.
Thank you. But it's very, it's
Yours
very
looks a little better than mine.
No, I think ours are equal. So let's go back to the beginning of the show. This is what we used. Remember, we had our little foils.
Right. Okay.
Our little foils.
Thank
there you go. You're welcome. Our little foils. This is how you make these to go.
Okay.
So we're gonna wrap them up the same way. You wrap them the same way as you wrapped the tortilla. There you go. Fold it over in a fold. Yes. And there we have our little wrapped up tortillas.
Nice and easy.
Nice and easy. And our Sharpies. So now what you could do is you're gonna label yours. Is this for you?
This is mine.
That's yours. And I'm gonna label mine for Craig. So your friends, they give your order in advance if you're gonna do it for them. And you label them, and then you set them aside. Okay. Now, let's talk about the bags. Here is your bag.
Perfect.
So Cody will be putting his sandwich into his bag, and I will be putting the chips, and we'll be moving the chips around based on the different type you want. Now, what type of chips are you gonna want in your bag?
I'm gonna go with the Old Bay.
You're gonna go with the Old Bay. You don't want any of the others?
Can I have all three?
You can have all three. So when we come back, we're gonna assemble our bags. But we're also gonna work on a treat, a childhood treat that I love, which would be Rice Krispie treats. Now, the difference with my Rice Krispie treats is I like to do an adult version.
Okay.
I throw on chocolate, and then I crush up some pretzels. I crush up some potato chips, so you get this sweet and salt combination on them.
All together.
Exactly. And so we put all the bags together. We'll put the bags together, and I often throw drinks in for the kids. I do maybe a Capri Sun or a soda or a bottle of water, and then that's a good way to go. So now, do you ever do this with your family? Does your family picnic?
We do all the time, yeah.
Do you? That's awesome. So when you picnic, what do you prepare?
Usually just a sandwich, but that gets boring. So
now you're gonna make some homemade potato chips.
This will be perfect, yeah.
And you know how to use a mandolin. You're not scared of it.
No, I'll practice.
He'll practice in advance. He's gonna use the guard. I don't use the guard, but he's gonna use the guard. So when we come back, Cody and I are gonna build our picnic lunches, and we're gonna work on our Rice Krispie treats.
Okay.
And we're gonna show everybody how to assemble a bag. And then we'll talk about a little more March Madness. We'll talk a little more Ravens. And this is Jen Heasley. I'm with Cody Larsen. We're here cooking with the pros, and you will see us in a few minutes. You'll see an amazing picnic lunch menu for March Madness, home gate, tailgate, however you want it. So we'll be right back. So Cody and I are back, and we are about to build our bags.
Yes.
Our lunch bags, our picnic bags for our friends. So Cody has labeled his bag for his chips sea salt. This way, whoever makes their order for the sea salt chips knows that's what they're getting.
They're gonna get them.
They're gonna get them. So he's gonna dump them in, and then he's gonna add in our dipping sauce, which was delicious. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah, it was great.
It was very nice. So mayonnaise, some sour cream, and some blue cheese dressing. Mix it up based on people's flavor. And you could throw some salt and pepper in there also if you don't like the overall taste.
Okay.
What I'm working on right now, Cody, is the adult Rice Krispie treats.
My favorite.
Your favorite? So basically all you do, I use the microwave. People are opposed to the microwave. I do my marshmallows in the microwave. You put a whole bag of the large marshmallows in the microwave and let them bubble up. They're gonna fluff up to almost like they're gonna explode.
Okay.
And then you put a little bit of butter into them. And then you put about 6 cups of Rice Krispie treats in, or Rice Krispies. Okay. And then we're gonna mix them together. So, all right, we're doing that. So now talk about how we're gonna build our bag.
All right. So I got my bag here, customized.
Customized.
With my name on it.
Ding, ding. And what are all the goodies we have today?
We've got them all here. We made the wraps earlier. I got mine right here. The buffalo chicken. And then
we had a whole spread.
Oh yeah.
Whole spread.
It was great. And then the sea salt chips that we made earlier, labeled, so nobody doesn't get what they want. Or everybody gets what they want.
Everybody gets what they want, exactly.
And then the dip, everybody gets their own individualized dip.
I'm all about the individualization. I love this. Okay.
Yeah. You don't want double dip.
You don't want double dip. See, exactly.
Prevents double dipping.
That is a party foul. Double dip is a party foul.
Correct. Okay.
And some of our pre-done
Rice Krispie treats.
Throw them in, and you fold it on up. And see, actually, I put my bags whenever I actually go to a party. I put them in like a little bin, and I roll up them with a little bin. And I'm like, obviously, the queen of the party because I've come with the food. Isn't that awesome?
That's the best.
All right, so put that aside. He will continue to build them. But whenever you do your Rice Krispie treats, you actually want to line a baking sheet with some wax paper.
Okay.
And then I will just basically put all this out, and I use my hands. Like it gets a little messy, folks, but you put them out on the sheet, and you put them like this. Hold on. And it gets messy because of all this marshmallow and all the Rice Krispies.
That looks good, though.
It looks good, but it's messy. There's no joke about the messy part. I see the gooey part, and then I first take my spatula and I push it down, and then I actually go with my hands.
Okay.
So you keep building.
Okay.
You push down with your hands, but see that's messy. Then after I do it, after I put the Rice Krispie treats down on my sheet, I will top it with some melted chocolate. And all you're gonna do is put your melted chocolate in the microwave for basically 30 seconds to a minute, and you melt it down. Because right now this is a very sticky mess, so I cannot be involved with this. But your end result will look something just as lovely as this right here in this little sheet. So I melt my chocolate down, and then I grind up potato chips, and I grind up pretzels. And then once the chocolate is smoothed on, I dump these on top for a nice sweet salt flavor.
I haven't tried these yet.
Are you gonna try one?
Try them?
Go ahead and try one.
Okay.
Because right now I have made a sticky mess right here, so we can't move forward. Look, it looks delicious. I'm excited about how delicious it looks.
Oh man, that's great.
That is great. See,
That's better that's better than the original.
Exactly. With the chocolate, with the salt, the sweet together, it's amazing. So, Cody, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
I wish you the best of luck. I'm so excited with what you've done, this effort that you put forward to pursue your dreams. So, remember, when people are in the kitchen with me, I always ask a question, who do you want in your kitchen on game day?
Of course, Jen Heasley.
Jen Heasley, so say goodbye.
See ya.